Hi again, welcome back. Today we're wrapping up the compositional tools with one of my favorites, light source. Light is what brings a painting to life, and how you use it can truly make or break your work. The importance of light in a composition really can't be overstated. Light is quite literally the foundation of everything we see in both art and in life. And whether you paint in a representational or abstract style, how you use light determines how the elements in your painting are perceived. The lighting of your subject is absolutely critical to the success of your composition. In fact, mediocre lighting is one of the most common weaknesses I see when I'm jurying paintings. It can flatten a piece instantly, no matter how strong the subject or color choices might be. Light is also what my own paintings are primarily about. A few years ago, Boulevard magazine did an article on my work and nicknamed me a master of light and shade. I mean, I'll gladly take that title because for me, light is always the starting point when I plan a painting. Whenever you're composing or responding to art, always consider the light source and the direction that the light is coming from. The lighting you choose to portray will dramatically affect not just the look of your painting, but its entire emotional impact. Artists like Claude Monet understood this so well. He famously painted the same scene over and over, from haystacks to cathedral facades, just to study how the changing light transformed everything he saw. The Japanese artist Hiroshi Yoshida did the same, capturing subtle shifts of light across landscapes and architecture. Here is an example of different types of lighting. The light is coming from the center in this drawing, and you can see how dramatically it affects the look of an object. Now let's look at the four main types of lighting and how they impact a composition. Front lighting is perhaps the most challenging lighting condition to paint, yet it is also the most commonly used. It's the lighting you get in the middle of the day or when using a camera flash pointing straight at your subject. There are very few shadows and very little contrast. And without shadows, it's challenging to create form or depth. And the result can be a flat, lifeless painting with limited value range. Form lighting or side lighting is one of the most effective ways to create form and depth in a composition. As the name suggests, the light comes from the side, giving your subject both a light side and a shadow side. Typically, about 2/3 of the subject is illuminated and 1/3 is in shadow. Side lighting is one of the best ways to convey three-dimensionality and visual interest. Now, edge or rim lighting. It occurs when 3/4 or more of the subject is in shadow, with only a rim of light catching the edges. This type of lighting is great for creating a dramatic effect, with the light coming from mostly above or from slightly behind the subject, producing a brilliant illumination. Now, in backlighting, the light source comes, from directly behind the subject. It's kind of similar to edge lighting, but often produces little to no rim of light. This type of lighting can be tricky to paint, but when done well, it can create a striking and luminous effect. Rembrandt was a true master of light, using a technique called Chiaroscuro, which refers to the strong contrast between light and dark, giving his figures and objects a dramatic sense of depth and volume. It's almost impossible to imagine his paintings without that masterful use of light. Even if your subject is in the low or subtle lighting, it's still essential to show how the light interacts with the elements in your artwork. Neglecting it will lead to flat, lifeless paintings, something I see all too often when I critique. Here's an example of a landscape where the light wasn't considered at first. Now, look at the transformation once light was intentionally added. The difference is significant. And take a look at this backlit painting. I don't know the artist, but I absolutely love how the lighting brings the scene to life. Without it, the composition would be flat and dull. And that wraps up our final compositional tool, light source. As you can see, the quality and direction of light will transform a painting, adding mood, form, and a sense of realism or drama. In our next episode, we'll look at simplification, how to bring all of these compositional tools together by knowing what to leave out. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.